What is up, guys? Welcome back to game 2 of the third quarterfinal of the APL 2020. BAZAAR again going up against HKA. This time BAZAAR choosing that red side pick here, so they want to have that second pick. And we will definitely see a zip ban coming out. HKA already banned out that Alice. And I think BAZAAR will be banning out D-Rock most likely after picking D-Rock last game and failing miserably with it. In that last game and losing with such a power pick, and HKA decides to ban out that D-Rock ban coming out, and HKA decides to ban out the Florentino. Now Richter is something possible to pick up here for HKA. What else could be possible? Laville would be an option, but I don't think it's worth a first pick. Malok, again, not really worth it because Malok is not going to be picked by actually HKA already picked Malok, excuse me, because they switched side. It's a little bit confusing. Omen, of course, Omen, a very nice pick because he is good against that Richter. He counters Richter, so that is a really clean first pick here. We've seen it often this tournament. So now what is BAZAAR gonna do here? Eland'orr is available still for both teams. They put a lot of focus on Eland'orr in that series between Mad and Team Flash. We'll see if these two teams value him as much as these other two do, or if it's gonna be completely different this time. But yeah, what does BAZAAR want to pick up? Eland'orr is coming through. Maybe a Krizix, still a support that both teams didn't pick. Krizix is definitely something really possible here. They keep hovering these garbage heroes. I don't know, man. Where's the humor? I don't know. Is it funny? I don't really know, man. But they are, of course, not gonna pick that Wukong or Toro. Actually, I believe they're not even allowed to show Toro because Toro is not allowed in these tournaments. So, man, what can I say, man? Zoomers humor, you know. Listen, guys, I know we as boomers cannot really understand that, but it's all good. We have that Roxy coming in and that Eland'orr. Roxy, of course, the Omen counters, so they wanted to not show too much here and just pick it away straight away. Otherwise, they would have had to pick it in that third position because otherwise HK would definitely ban it out in that ban phase 2. So they're just playing it safe here. Pick up a safe Eland'orr in the jungle. Fits every team comp, get that Roxy to counter Omen, and now they can build the rest of their team for that 4v4 around that Eland'orr and see if they can get good picks here. And as I said, Lindis, I mean, I didn't say it, but as you can see, Lindis being picked up here by HKA and a Crixie. Now, these are two very squishy, immobile, not marksmen, but like long-ranged characters, right? I mean, the Crixie has some move speed on her ult, but other than that, she doesn't really have anything. And also the Lindis has a move speed on her passive, of course. But again, other than that, they don't really have a jump to jump away. So something like a Richter in the Abyssal Dragon lane is definitely very plausible here. A Raz, I really like Raz here too, because Raz is just gonna completely one-shot at Lindis if he plays well. And no doubt in my mind that QQ can play Raz incredibly well. He's a very hyped player as well. And yeah, it seems like it will be that Raz. And we will see what this ban phase 2 is gonna get here. Because, of course, both sides picking a mid laner, a jungler, and a Slayer laner, okay? So both teams picking the very same positions already. So, and now what the bans will be, it definitely won't be a Jinnar ban. It might be... you know, usually with Lindis, you see a lot of double marksmen coming out. Timmy is definitely a good ban because Timmy is really good for HKA's side, but not as good for BAZAAR's side. If you ever played Timmy with Eland'orr, it is really difficult to coordinate it, you know? So I'm not really a huge fan of that combo. So we might see a Timmy ban here. We see a Lumber ban. Of course, BAZAAR already using Lumber last game. They can ban that out safely and are not banning anyway away from themselves. And yeah, Baldum, I mean, the Lumber can just really easily protect that Lindis and Crixie as well, can set up those ultimates. We see that Richter ban coming out. As I said, it would be really good for Abyssal Dragon, for BAZAAR's team comp right now. I'm sure if they picked up Richter in that third position instead of Raz, now HKA would have banned the Raz. I'm pretty certain of it. So I think the Raz was more worth it. Because they can still decide to go for a double marksman comp as well. I believe they did not pick Valhein. They did pick Valhein. They did pick Valhein on BAZAAR, so they cannot go for that. Now a Joker would be something good for HKA to pick up, for BAZAAR to pick up here. So they could have, instead of banning him now, they could have just picked it on the first pick there that they will get after the second ban phase. So maybe they really just don't want to go for a double marksman team combo, or maybe they want to get a Hayate. Hayate is incredibly good against Omen, against Lindis, and pretty good against that Crixie as well. So we might see that coming out. Yena being banned away. Again, just a great Abyssal Dragon pick. So they're just banning the Abyssal Dragon picks away from HKA, from BAZAAR here. And I think HKA is telling us with that they want to go for a double marksman comp. They did not go Valhein yet, so they can get that Valhein here. And that would honestly be pretty decent amount of CC. Very low mobile, but like very low mobility on that Lindis, that Crixie, and that Valhein then, which might be an issue. With that Atta coming out though, I can see a Laville coming out maybe. Yeah, I could see a Laville coming out of HKA here, because it really wouldn't be too bad. Double marksman with that Laville and Lindis definitely isn't too bad. That Laville will do so much damage, is still pretty safe, and he really takes down the tank Atta super fast. Ormarr being hovered here, you can't see it behind my webcam, but yeah, Ormarr being hovered, and a Valhein, okay, Valhein as I first assumed here. Valhein Ormarr, huge combo, really nice combo. They do so much damage, and I think this Atta will be a support, or it could be a support, very well could be a support. So we might still see a double marksman comp coming out of BAZAAR here. And is the Atta gonna be good against in the Abyssal Dragon lane against the Valhein and then Ormarr combo? I really doubt it. So I really feel like BAZAAR kind of wants to get some double marksman action here. Maybe that Hayate, as I said, that Hayate can very well come out here. I'm not sure if BAZAAR plays it a lot, but I feel like a lot of other teams would pick up that Hayate in this position here. And yeah, I can just see Hayate being very good against the enemy team comp. Get that Purify and he won't get disrupted with his ult. Ryoma being hovered right here. Ryoma being hovered. Elsu is something I completely forgot. Elsu would be very possible too. Everest is not too bad. Azuka is definitely garbage. And Emily is, I mean, you're just gonna get wrecked by Valhein. Ignis, listen man, just stop trolling me. Guys, is this the Zoomer team you told me about? I think a lot of people told me BAZAAR is very young, okay? So I can see these jokes. But Ryoma being again hovered. Ryoma is definitely kind of a pseudo marksman because he has that ranged auto attack, so he's a good Abyssal Dragon pick as well. And yeah, we'll definitely see Abyssal Dragon Ryoma here. So that is of course super exciting, guys, because I love seeing some nice Ryoma gameplay. So I really hope we will see him being played to to his full potential here. And hopefully he will just, honestly, I'm rooting for BAZAAR here just because of that Ryoma pick. Such a huge fan of Ryoma. So yeah, we will see, we shall see if they will be able to turn this series around. Right now is a little bit not bright enough, so I'm gonna increase it a little bit. And yeah, we have BAZAAR, of course, instantly invading. Ryoma skilling S2 level 1, which is fine, it's fine. S1 level 1 is really, really strong though. But yeah, S2 level 1 is fine for an invade, where he just wants to have that stun. Eland'orr instantly picks up that blue buff, very well played. Lindis is not able to get it, and now we see that Omen trying to go to the enemy blue buff. But I think the rotation by BAZAAR is fast enough to defend this. And we actually have a Slayer lane. Actually, no, we have an Abyssal Dragon lane Omen coming in. So they, ahead of time, they predicted, of course, Roxy will be in that Slayer lane. We don't want Omen against Roxy. We want Omen against Ryoma and Valhein against Roxy. Valhein is a really huge bully in lane against Roxy because she just does not have any ranged abilities. So yeah, up until that ult, but that is still very low ranged. So it is very easy for Valhein to lane against that melee Roxy. And yeah, that is, I think BAZAAR definitely wants to switch this up, and they are already on the way to doing that. They already switched that lane matchup around. That is going to be much more comfortable for them. And yeah, Ryoma is pretty good against that Valhein if he can just S1, S2 auto attack and S1 out again. So since that rework, definitely much stronger now against that Valhein matchup, because before that you would S1 in and Valhein would just beat you, man. Valhein is so strong early game, he just keeps stunning you, shoots you with his ult, and you know, you just have to retreat. But yeah, we have that Omen again going up against that Roxy right now, and you can see that is what the Roxy does. She just lays down that fire and you just take a lot of damage. And BAZAAR again just seem to have a much better early game sense as well here, and they are getting the best of HKA here in that early game. Once again, they are leading the game again with an even bigger lead than last time, in much faster too. In 2.5 minutes they already managed to get like a 700 gold lead, so they are already in a very nice position for them. And yeah, this Eland'orr is just getting so much farm, and it's going to be very dangerous, guys, for HKA here, because of course I mean, the Lindis and the Valhein are not going to outcarry an Eland'orr late game. Even though they have 2 marksmen, the Eland'orr is just going to destroy that HKA roster. So yeah, I feel like BAZAAR has a better draft once again. I feel like BAZAAR definitely has very clean drafts here. It seems like last game they were just nervous. Their coach is definitely not nervous with these drafts. I mean, what can I say? Maybe I'm missing something, but this Raz is just gonna rain onto this Valhein or Lindis, depending on who gets more fed. He's just gonna prioritize that person. The Roxy is just gonna ult whoever she wants to, and the Eland'orr will just burn that person down really quickly. Even if it's the Omen will just get instantly one-shot. The Omen does not have Purify, so this is just a really clean team comp again coming in by BAZAAR. They overextend a little bit and get poked once again. So HKA again just playing very patiently, not letting this gold lead increase. And it seems like this is the story of these 2 games up until this point. BAZAAR winning early game and then slightly overextending. But we'll see if this seems like a good team fight, but Atta just gets completely popped, man. He went in way too early, and now that Roxy ult is trying to get out, but it does not get anything, and she just ends up running away. Sprint expended for no reason as well. And yeah, we just have Atta overextending, man. It is just very sad to see this BAZAAR roster draft very well, in my opinion, and then get some nice early game leads, and then just squander it with over-aggression just like that. But at least they're not squandering it now with just not doing anything. At least they're aggressing, and that is a very nice Omen ult just coming out of nowhere, coming out of vision there, and the Raz gets caught by surprise, but gets poked to half HP, but does not end up dying, luckily for him. So yeah, we'll see if this Ryoma is definitely getting bullied so far. I mean, listen guys, Ryoma, I think he's pretty okay right now, pretty good pick, but only for solo queue. I think Ryoma is still just not a competitive pick, very hard to pull off in competitive because of so much CC just being in the game, and he just gets completely destroyed, and this Roxy is just getting wrecked right now. The Omen with that desperate duel ends up healing so much, and yeah, Roxy completely outplayed there under that tower by that Omen with that unexpected heal, I guess, from that desperate duel. It is way more than people expect most of the time. But yeah, we have again just BAZAAR throwing that lead, completely through that lead, man. They had a very nice little early game invade, caught HKA off by surprise, but now HKA's macro just much better, and this time their team comp is much better than the last one as well. Like, they still lose that draft, but this game they only used Omen, which is one of the OP picks. He's not really OP, but the way the meta is right now, he just works against the OP picks like Richter very well. So he gets a lot of priority onto him in draft. But other than that, they use the Crixie, which is really basic, a Lindis, which again isn't the best, a Valhein, and an Ormarr. Meanwhile, the enemies used that Eland'orr, right? That is just such a broken pick. So yeah, of course, BAZAAR only using stuff like Ryoma and Alta isn't really the strongest either. And again, this is where these team comps might seem weird, but you don't want to blow your whole load. Like, imagine BAZAAR picked up Kha'Zix here as well instead of Alta and would be losing right now. That would just be really terrible for them, because if they're 0-2 behind in that series and already used D-Rock, Eland'orr, and Kha'Zix, now that's a game over. That is, the best of 7 is pretty much over at this point, so you have to be conservative in your picks. Ryoma gets poked again. This is the story of Ryoma in this game oftentimes, especially against a Crixie. Crixie definitely bullies Ryoma a lot. Speaking from my own experience bullying Ryoma as Crixie, I have around 200 games on that stupid ferry as well, which I'm not really proud of, you know, but it is what it is. Yeah, and HKA get again the first Slayer. This is just a complete blowout, but again, this is HKA flexing their macro, okay? Because they're playing really clean macro-wise, at least. At least we're seeing a very nice macro coming out of HKA. Again, the draft might be iffy, honestly. I mean, not really. That first game was just a little bit cringe, that draft, but now they seem to be back on track with that Valhein and Ormarr in those last 2 picks, of course, securing a lot of CC and just rounding out the team comp pretty well. Again, I still feel like BAZAAR is better here in that late game because of that Eland'orr, but again, Eland'orr is just Eland'orr is just that broken hero. You slap him onto any team comp and he makes the team comp good. It is what it is, guys. It is just such a strong hero. Cannot stress that enough. And yeah, he will be out. So is D-Rock, okay, for BAZAAR. No more of these 2 picks in the remaining games of this best of 7. So, hey, I don't know, man. BAZAAR definitely on the back foot already. If they lose this game, that is. If they lose. If they win, they're still in a good place. But if they lose, it's going to be very iffy. Of course, Lindis is at this point of the game very strong. She has a lot of farm. She is really strong at this point because these tier 2 towers are around the bushes, and at that point she can just smurf on these towers. Look at this. Look at this damage coming in onto these towers. She just smurfs on towers, on the tier 2 towers, because she can walk into these bushes, okay? But as soon as it gets to the tier 3 towers, this Lindis really becomes much weaker while pushing high ground, of course, since, as I said, she wants to fight in that jungle, not in the enemy base where there's no bushes, there's no enemies hiding somewhere in a bush where you can reveal them with your S1. And again, teamfight breaks out. HKA is going deep, end up losing one of their lives, but they completely turn it around once again. And again, you might think here HKA is just diving and, I don't know, kind of playing weird, but this is exactly what they have to do. They are really playing this very clean. The last game as well, they keep diving just to get that tower, and then they lose 1 member, but they oftentimes also trade some kills back. They got 2 kills here, only lost 1, so it is a stellar outcome for them. They secure that first tier 3 tower, already have the tier 2 tower almost at less than half HP, excuse me. And guys, that is just really nice performance by HKA. We'll see if they can improve the drafts further in those second and in those next games, in that best of 7, in that 3rd game, in the next game. And yeah, see how I just want to see if they stack up well against the other 2 confirmed semi-finalists already, okay? Because right now I mean, again, I'm not judging too early. You cannot judge by 2 games. But right now, it definitely seems like HKA is vastly outclassing this BAZAAR roster here. So we'll have to see. Lindis just completely clowning. This is just so insane, guys. Look at this Ryoma. Just Ryoma who falls behind is completely useless. But of course, ooh, Lindis, beautiful Arctic Orb used right as Roxy wants to swoop in with her ult. And now Ormarr is just perma-CCing her. And this is the strength of Ormarr, man. Ormarr is so underrated. I'm looking forward to the support changes, to the support item changes that are coming on. You guys already have it on your server, but I'm EU server, so we don't have it yet. And yeah, so I can showcase some support gameplay. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. I think Ormarr will be one of them. I have that little Santa skin, so I can throw in some Christmas jokes. You already know, boys. Anyway, we have a huge team fight breaking out, but it is just the red team, the red health bars just depleting completely, and HKA is just toying with BAZAAR right now. They are just completely destroying them, and yeah, this definitely feels like it will already be game over, and it is. The core falls 10-minute juicer in pro game. It is just crazy. It is just absolutely crazy. We have that. Let's see who gets the MVP. It is probably gonna be that Lindis. Yeah, Lindis is just doing so much damage in that mid game, of course. Just such a strong mid game pick. And yeah, I mean, Ryoma got the MVP, but really not much happening out of BAZAAR's roster here. I want to see the damage numbers, but really not too much action happening on BAZAAR here. They are just not trying to go for any major risky plays where they really have to go for them. Otherwise, they will just lose the game slowly but surely, just like these last 2 games. And HKA is not allowing any comebacks, not making any mistakes. And that is so far the story of the series. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We will be, of course, continuing with Game 3. And yeah, if you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys the next time. Peace out, boys. Bye-bye.